Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are spraying. So we're spraying rushes and docks in our fields. The brother has our old contractors Maxuum, the Case 5130, and his sprayer, and he's currently over at our silage field spraying right now. I'll be heading over there now soon, but I just wanted to show you the stuff we are using. So we have that stuff there, Agro Ox 150 weed killer, and we were using Activator 90, but we used our last tub of it, our last tube. It was, I think it was used. It wasn't a full bottle anyways. So I went into town and they didn't have any, but they had something similar to it, the equivalent to it, which is this stuff here. Adjuvant Presto. The manager of the place said that this and Activator 90 were basically the same thing. This was just the equivalent of it. So as long as that does the same job as Activator 90, that's what we want. So I'd head over to the field now and I'll try and get a bit of footage of the spraying. So this is our silage field, and as you might be able to tell, the rushes are starting to take over, so that's not a good sign. And with the cameras picking it up, that's the brother there spraying away. But yeah, we were going to do this ourselves. Our sprayer though is an old sprayer, and it was tucked away in the back of a shed for a couple of years. We decided to take it out there a couple of months ago, see could we get it working, and we didn't have the best of luck, so we're using our old contractors equipment, which is alright. But yeah, we need to get all these sprayed, get the rushes away, spread fertilizer then on the silage field, silage fertilizer for the silage field in a couple of weeks time. We'll probably be cutting our silage in July or August, so we won't be spreading bag manure until around the end of May or in the month of June, so there's no rush with that. But it's good to get these rushes sprayed, get some fertilizer on it, and then we can go over and roll the fertilizer in, but that's not going to be for a while. So anyways, we'll try and get a bit of content of the spraying. I'll have to step back a small bit because I don't want the after spray blown in on top of me. But I'll try and get as close as I can and get as much footage as I can. So yeah. Okay, so he's empty. There's a way that we can fill it here in the field. So he's just over there, the wide angle probably you're not able to see him, but there's a way of us filling it in the field with water, so we don't have to go back to the yard. But what I need to do now is I need to go back to the farmyard and pick up the sprays. There's a blue barrel that I showed you earlier, the 2 new bottles that I got, and I need to bring over a black tub as well. So we'll head back to the farm and we'll get them from. Okay, so I have the 2 Presto yolks. I have that blue one in there and this black one that he was looking for as well, which is Mortox 50. And by the weight of it, feeling it when I was lifting it into the boot, I think it's a new one. I think that is pretty full. So we'll head over to the field, we'll give them to the brother, and he can get back to spraying. Right, he's empty, and yes, the Maxuum does not have a bonnet. It is getting repaired. There was a load of rusted holes in it, or a bit of rusty patches in it, and that created holes. So that's going off getting fixed. But the sprayer is empty, and this is how we are filling it. That black pipe here leads to a drinker in that field, which is the next field we have to go spraying in. I don't know if you'll be able to see the drinker, but basically that's what supplies the water to the actual drinker itself. Yeah, the camera probably won't be able to pick it up, but the drinker is just the far side of that hedge there. So that's the fitting. There's a small bit of this pipe coming off the drinker. You connect this pipe to the drinker, and that feeds water to the drinker. So this is the pipe we're using now to fill the tanker, or the sprayer, so we don't have to be going back to the farmyard to fill it ourselves. The only thing is that the switch to turn on and off the water isn't here. It's up the far side of the field there along the road. So the brother is gone walking up there. He has it on because you can hear the water filling. So he has the water on. So when this is nearly full, I'll plod up with the car, and I'll turn it off for him, and he can go and finish off the spraying. But yeah, it's going pretty well. It does take a while for it to fill up, about half an hour, 45 minutes. It's about 550 litres, and there's not a good rush of water coming out of the pipe, but you know, we have all day. There's a lot of fields to do. It's going to take a few days to get all the spraying done, but that's just the farming life for you. Anyways, we'll let this fill. Alright, so he has the silage field done. This is the field that we call the Fair Hill. So this field here, the Fair Hill, is our silage field. There was rushes. Usually now any other year we don't tend to have a lot of rushes growing on top of the hill. Usually more around the bottom of the hill and around softer patches, like in the corner there, over the far corner there. You know, sort of in each corner at the bottom of the hill in this field. Very rarely we'd have rushes growing on top of the hill. More on the lines of docks that we would spot spray. But yeah, a couple of rushes here and there. I think there's a few rushes down there. The camera probably isn't able to pick it up because of the wide angle. But in that corner there's rushes. Over here in this far corner now is the worst in this field. Even though we're more focused on the top of the hill, which is what we're on now. Even though the rushes on the top of the hill are smaller, they haven't grown too big, which is a good thing. We don't really want that on our silage field. But yeah, just over here I think was one of the worst parts of the field so far. And the brother, you can kind of just see him there. He's in the grazing field. That's the field we want to get our bullocks in. But there's a tree sort of leaning over a fence over along the wood there that we want to sort out. But yeah, we're getting close now. I'd have to get fairly close because of the wide angle lens on the camera. But you can kind of see that down here is probably the worst part of the field. In there is just bog where the sort of the greyer rushes are, but where the green rushes are here, you can kind of see that that is the worst part of the field. But I probably shouldn't be walking in it actually, but never mind. Although it's gotten a while to soak into the ground and the rushes. But anywhere that there isn't rushes, like this stretch here, where it's just grass and there's no rushes, the brother turned off the sprayer, and then when he was coming into rushes he'd turn it back on, as you would, as you do. But yeah, we'll head over to the grazing field over there that he's in, and we'll see how he's getting on. So he's spraying along in there. He's almost finished. I think that's 2 fields he's done so far. There's a couple of more. He must be empty. There's a couple of more fields that needs to be sprayed, But we started with the furthest fields possible, and then we're working our way closer to the house and to the farmyard itself. And there's a few other fields we're renting, but I don't know what the story with them are. Are we going spraying them or not? But he must be empty. He can fill he was filling the sprayer in at the Fair Hill, but you can also fill it here, because this is where the pipe is originally. This is where the drinker is that pipe was connected to, that I showed you earlier. So he's empty, he's going filling up. I think I'll have to get the car and bring the sprays to him. Okay, so the brother is after filling the load. This is the drinker. When we were doing the silage fields, the Fair Hill, we were filling it that side of the ditch, literally the opposite of that tree. And this was the pipe that we were using. We basically disconnected it from here and threw the pipe across the drain and filled it that side. And then when we were here, we just pulled it this side of the fence and filled the sprayer here. And we put it back to the sprayer, because it's now nearly 7 o'clock. We have run out of, this stuff is empty, so we've ran out of Agro Ox 150. We still have a small bit of Mortox 50, but the 2 tubs of that stuff that I got today, which is like a sticky tin, it sticks the spray to the rushes and whatnot, which is the equivalent to the other tin I showed you at the start of the video. Them 2 are empty, so it's past 6 o'clock, every place is closed, so we'll have to wait until tomorrow, get another couple of tubs of that stuff, and we can continue spraying tomorrow. So the brother said the plan is he'll finish off the field he's doing now, so he's finishing off there. We have another field we have to go to, so he's going to spray that field as well and empty the sprayer. We don't know, will there be enough in the sprayer to finish this field and fully do the next field, or will he run a bit short in the next field when he's spraying? We're not 100% sure yet, but yeah, once he finishes this field, we'll be moving to the next field, and that'll be the spraying done for today, and we'll be continuing it tomorrow. So yeah, we might get some more footage in the next field, set the camera up somewhere and time lapse it, but that's this field almost finished. Alright, so he's just over the far end of the field there. This side of the field, as you're seeing there, is probably the worst side of the field that there is. It's a bit like our silage field, the Fair Hill, just small scattering the rushes the further up the field you go. Down here is probably the worst. So this is the field here we want to get our bullocks in. I think in one of my videos when I was cleaning out the calf creep, there was a bit of the video where I mentioned that. Here we're not 100% sure if we want to let them out into the full field, or will we put a line of electric tape and split it in half and only give them half until they settle. But when I'm editing, I'll try and zoom in on the tree. I won't go in because he's in the middle of spraying. But that tree just there, it's leaning over the fence. Leaning so much that it could easily fall at any point in time. And if it falls onto the fence, it'll probably wreck the fence, and we'll have an even bigger job trying to fix the fence. So we'll try and sort of surgically remove the tree, if possible, by tying a rope around the tree, and then a rope on the other end with a tractor pulling it in the opposite direction away from the fence, and then a man on a chainsaw cutting away at it. But I can go out towards the other side of it and show you. This is the culprit here. You can see the roots on the tree, it's being exposed, but also it is very, very close to the fence. And it's quite a big tree actually. When you look at it, it is quite a big tree. So again, as I mentioned, we'll try and get a rope wrapped around that tree somehow and then a tractor pulling it either down that direction or down that direction away from the tree, while there's a man with a chainsaw cutting it. So, and once we can get that tree down and cut up, and any bit of fencing that needs to be sort of repaired, maybe you might need a couple of new stakes here and there, or maybe a couple of staples here and there. But you know, the big obstacle and the big sort of headache is this tree needs to be gone before we let the bullocks into this field. Right, so he's emptied the tank. I think that might have been a short time lapse there, what you've seen, but he's empty. He didn't get too far in this field, unfortunately. I think he got about halfway, nearly halfway. He done one run, and then he was doing a second run, and he stopped halfway up the field during a second run, and the sprayer was empty. So I think that is the spraying done for today, and in that case that will be the end of today's video. So thank you very much for watching. It was the first field work on my YouTube channel of 2024, so thank God field work has started. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Take care.